than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is sunflower. Tradition just tastes better.
The views and opinions expressed by the guest and presenters of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام. اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام. You are the greatest man we look up to, and I stay faithful. I learn my lessons all through you. The final prophet, he led the way, so we stay true. I give my all and everything. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam.
Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is another Saturday morning in the company of Kelly Ramzani. I welcome you to the show as you have chosen Radio Al Ansar as your best companion. It is 12 minutes past 8 o'clock, the 21st of December 2024, 27 degrees Celsius. It is hot. And it will definitely the degrees will definitely increase as the day unfolds. So do keep hydrated and, of course, wear your sunscreen. But also it's good to step outside in the sun for a little while, get that vitamin D and feel great. We are live on Facebook and YouTube as well. So do give us a shout out there. And also on WhatsApp, the number to keep in touch with us is 06... what's the number again? 0609041056. I was waiting for the sharpest hands to type it on WhatsApp. Like I said, this is Career Campus, and we do this every Saturday around 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. This is the show where we unpack all things career related. We talk about careers that are in demand locally and globally. We talk about side hustles. We talk about soft skills needed in any and every workplace. We talk about careers or skills that do not require a degree, okay? Because we all cannot be PhD holders. Let's be honest. And education has become a booming business. Yes, I said it. It's a booming business. Lots of people are opting out for self-study. And mind you, if you are going to get the education, the knowledge, the skills, even without the qualification, I don't mind. I absolutely support you. Go for it if it works for you. However, if you do wish to spread your wings, then you need to always consider the possibility of working outside of your country. Do not limit yourself and say, okay, well, I'm just going to study a degree that's relevant in South Africa alone. No. Be ready to spread your wings. Look for opportunities outside of South Africa. Be comfortable in exposing yourself. And this is what this show is all about. Telling you the opportunities that are available for you. And today is no less than that. We'll be speaking to Abdul Malik, Tejan-sie. No foreigner to the airwaves of Radio Al Ansar, no stranger rather. And he'll be talking to us about the available opportunities in the tech industries for you. This was supposed to be dedicated to the matrics alone, but I feel like, why must we restrict others? Why must we limit people? Everybody is welcome into this discussion. You might be done with matric, or you might be doing your degree first year, second year, or you completed your degree and you're working. You're like, I want to see what's available for me out there. Well, do not worry. Your Saturdays are about to get better.
more I love you. One of a kind. Mercy to mankind, I cannot leave you. My heart beats for you. You're the guiding light from Allah the Most High. Your compassion permeates through the world every day. From Allah you came and better my way. Let the world know your name. Ya Muhammad, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Muhammad. Love you with all of my heart, Ya Muhammad, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Muhammad. Love you with all of my heart. Leader of all prophets, you're my beloved. My intercessor on the day of the hour. My master, Ya Muhammad, Ya Muhammad. Your words fill me. Your life lead me.
Yeah, Muhammad, what a beautiful, soothing nasheed. We've got more coming your way here on Career Campus. Now, top of the list, we're talking about side hustle. I know. I hear your cries every day when you send me those messages, Kelly. What can I do to make extra bucks? What is there available? And I always tell you, if you have a talent, if you have a skill, if you have a passion, make money out of it. Yes, we've reached a stage in the world, not just in South Africa alone, where talent pays off. And you can have an extra stream of income by doing something that you love. So you don't have to restrict yourself. You don't have to limit yourself. Again, I'm saying this to you. So if you love cooking, you enjoy it. You love baking as well, and you are great at it. And people constantly ask you to share your recipes with them, why not charge them? I know it sounds mean. It's like, why would I charge for my recipe? This is something that I love doing. I could do it for free. Yeah, I get it. If you don't need the extra money, sure, Mother Teresa. But if you are trying to make a living and you are great at this particular task, you could simply tell the people that ask for your recipes that, hey, I really would love to teach you this recipe or this meal. And I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much, but I'm trying to create this as a source of income or an additional stream. And I would really appreciate it if you'd be able to contribute to that. See, you didn't mention any price. You just told somebody, would you be generous enough to fund this skill of mine? That's all. And if they'll be like, yeah, how would you like me to contribute? You don't necessarily have to ask for money, guys. You don't have to ask for money. Exposure, recognition. Those are things that you should be focusing on. You want to reach a wider audience. If you're like, you know what, I could help you, make this meal or show you how it's done. And if you can post it on your status, on your social media, or if you can tell your family and friends about it, word of mouth is really important in marketing. Yeah, because people know you. Your family, your friends, your circle knows you and they love you, which means they will take your word more importantly, more seriously, more valuable than some flyer or poster because they know somebody close to them who has had that experience. So if you spread the word, you might be helping a small business grow. That is all you need. Okay. We've spoken about cosmetics being a booming industry, and if you're good at makeup as well, you can be a makeup artist. We've spoken about hairstylists. We've spoken about many other side hustles that you can do: videography, video marketing, social media management. We've spoken about quite a lot, and the list goes on. Now, if you're an auntie and you're listening, you're like, but Kels, I don't enter the kitchen. I'm past that age. What must I do? What's in it for me? Listen, auntie, you know everybody's business. Okay? You know who's in whose pots and who's in whose house, who owes who money, who's doing what's with who. Why not use that information for good use and be a matchmaker? You didn't think about that, did you? Matchmaking services are high and in demand in our communities simply because people are just tired of that impersonal experience with dating apps. Okay, they just feel like it's not connecting, it's not working. And also, many people are afraid of marriage these days. I don't know why. Everybody thinks the next person is after them for something. Oh, she's after my money. Oh, she's after my this. Oh, he's after this. Oh, he's after that. So we're all scared of each other at this point. So if you are that auntie that knows everybody, why not call a meeting in your community with the elders or the mothers or the fathers, whoever, and be like, you know what? I've been thinking, because our children are not getting married anymore, I'm thinking we should unite and come together with a plan. And this is my plan. I think we should pair the children up. Because honestly speaking, all those past habits or jobs or, community projects are coming back. They are coming back. Matchmaking is it's booming. Okay. And it's so awesome because it's low cost. You don't have to have lots of funds to start up this business. You could pay 1 or 2 people once if it's successful, and then you can take it from there. But also there's a lot of factors that you need to put into consideration that I have to be honest with you, especially with us as Muslims. You need to be able to know the Islamic perspective of it and the halal and haram of it. So be careful with that. But the best part is it's flexible. It's a side hustle. And I'm listing this as a side hustle because it's flexible. You can do this within your convenience. Okay. You don't have to show up 9 to 5. Well, if you love it so much, you can dedicate 8 hours of your day, no problem. But it's convenient. And to top it up, you can work remotely because everything nowadays is becoming remotely. And you already got the skills needed because you're listening to everybody's story. So you probably know everybody in the community. It's perfect for you. And if it works out, you might actually be earning a lot of money because, I'm not going to tell you more about it, but just consider it. Do some research. You also contributing to the community, so there's lots of positive in it. I see your messages on 0609041056. We will get to that. But first, I want to remind you that it's a beautiful Saturday and the least that you could do, okay, is just thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the gift of life, for what we have right now. It's not much, but it's something. We're here, we're alive, and we feel this fresh air. And for that, let's all just take a moment and say, Alhamdulillah. Up next, we are speaking to Abdul Malik, Tejan-sie, to tell you what career opportunities are available in the tech industry. Stay with us.
Radio Ansar.
Aman means safety.
The Aman School of Excellence in Finetown, South Africa, is securing the futures of underprivileged children by providing world-class education in a safe and nurturing environment. Sponsor a child for only 15,000 Rand per year or any amount. A quality education at Aman presents a pathway out of poverty and a brighter future for South Africa.
Africa Muslims Agency. Empowering, educating, inspiring.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031-306-4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
The Sunday Lounge.
with Salma Kazi Wahab. 10 to 12. Latest Nasheed. Celebrity artist features. Events. News from the Nasheed world. Top 10 countdown. Friday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
Radio Al Ansar, 24/7, 365.
25 minutes past 9 o'clock. Welcome right into it. It is Career Campus with me, Kelly Ramzani, your ultimate guide to navigating the world of careers. Now, this show is where we unpack all things career related. And of course, career advancement and personal development, because it's not just about the job, it's about you, how you can polish your skills and become a valuable human being in society. On the line, we've got a very valuable human being in society, Abdul Malik, Tejan-sie, who is no stranger to the airwaves. We had a phenomenal interview back then about his life and how he arrived in South Africa with 450 rands and made a living. And also he did acknowledge the contribution of the many generous people that contributed to him becoming the phenomenal guy that he is right now. Now he's on a mission to create a world of opportunities for many people, and especially the youth. This is why we are having this discussion. Now, Abdul Malik, I'm so sorry. I keep calling you Abdul Malik, please pardon me. He is the director of DSTI, which is in Sierra Leone, where he is currently based at the moment. And like I told you, he is, here to empower the youth, and he's here to share with us the available opportunities in the tech industry for you, especially if you're in matric and you're wondering, what do I do? Where do I go? Where do I begin? You are in the right place. Abdul Malik, assalamu alaikum. How are you doing?
Alaikum salam, Carol. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Alhamdulillah on my side.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. An absolute pleasure to have you once again. Now, I would like us to jump right into it. You've got tons of certificates and qualifications in technology, and I really admire that for you. I would want us to find out or talk about rather the careers that are available in the tech industry but are relevant in today's context. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
I think it's very important for us to understand what careers in tech mean, and is the roles in the industry that revolve around the use of technology to solve problems, to create innovative solutions, and to drive progress in various fields. That's what it means by that. Innovations always means that finding another way in solving problems or challenges people are facing in society. So that's the means of career in tech. So people always say technology, but that's where we should start first. And there are various opportunities that arise in the tech world, especially for countries like South Africa and Africa, because the infrastructure is already there. And South Africa is no longer a country where, or say, it's emerging in terms of tech infrastructure, but South Africa has been the go-to country for emerging technology, especially for Africa. If you look at the rise of companies like the Amazon being there, the phenomenal world, how the banks are moving towards digitizations, putting the infrastructure that are needed for people to build on them. So these opportunities that are coming into the countries have created tremendous ways and paths for people to choose within the industries, and then having the relevant skills for them to be able to get a job.
It's a good thing that you actually mentioned, how the tech industry in South Africa is evolving in the past decade. But what, in your opinion, are some of the major driving forces behind this growth?
I think some of the major forces behind it, one, we're in the fourth industrial revolutions, which involves the IoT, which is Internet of a Thing. We have the AI, the machine learning are all coming into place. These are no longer emerging technologies. These are already technology within us. And we're moving towards the first industrial revolution. And also, South Africa is a major hub in terms of the economy in Africa. So
Mm.
the economy itself, and then how people are doing things, like most shops are closing down now, moving online. So these are the driving force currently. Shops are going online since COVID. COVID played another role. It was negatively affected people in terms of their social life and economy, but also it contributed to our daily things like the Uber Eats,
Mm.
the Woolies Dash app, and then you look at the Checker 6060s, the Pick and Pay, and then all of these are driving force behind it, because now, yeah, we are today, and then we look at the skills that are relevant and skills that are no longer relevant based on this driving force that are currently playing in the country ecosystem.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I love the fact that you gave us some of those relevant examples there. But I know you mentioned that South Africa is well developed compared to most, or I want to say the entire African continent, but I'm not gonna be sure about that. But how does South Africa, or the technology in South Africa, compare to a global standard? How is it evolving? How is it progressing? Can you tell us a bit about that?
No, in terms of tech infrastructure in South Africa is well developed. People just don't know that. Not only comparing it to Africa, even some European countries, like people that have traveled will tell you. South Africa is the countries that are currently leading. I'll say South Africa is not yet in that standard. We compare like Singapore. We'll look at places like Dubai. These are countries that I've been to. I'll mention the United States, the UK. They are ahead of us over there, but it's a 50-50. It's not fully, because there are certain innovation that comes out of South Africa that are global standard today. We look at the DevOps side that was built on the AWS was developed in South Africa by South Africa. Today is doing tremendously well in the Amazon ecosystem globally. These are things that should not be taken lightly, taken for granted. They were developed in South Africa. Look at the contribution of Elon Musk, even though he might not think that he's a proud South African, but he is South African.
Yeah.
And then his contributions were all stayed and bloom from South Africa. So South Africa is not in a bad position. It's not in a bad shape. And I think every emerging technologies can perfectly settle well in South Africa.
Now here on
every emerging technology.
Absolutely, I hear you loud and clear. Now, here on the show, Career Campus, as much as we focus on what's in demand locally and globally, we also speak about skills or careers that do not necessarily require a qualification. Now, for somebody listening to this interview right now, and they're like, okay, cool, tech sounds interesting, but I do not have formal university qualification, and I would love to try out, this industry, this field. What are alternative pathways for somebody like that?
I think one of the biggest challenges that have made South Africans that are super smart having really had the opportunity to break through in the tech industry is because of one, there's been a tradition in South Africa over the past years where you have to have an accredited qualification from the VERT, from university. That has been one challenge, and it has been one of the challenges.
Yeah.
And when you looked at it, it shows you that the SACWA has a specific requirement, a way of teaching people their curriculums, which somehow do not reflect to the tech world. Like, for instance, I know institutions that teach in Visual Basic universities, but I know over 90% of the companies in tech, like I'm in the tech world, like after 2015, they started getting rid of Visual Basic because it's so heavy, and then they start looking for more lighter programming languages. So when I studied in India, I learned something. They have the universities, and they have these other small skills colleges. Skills colleges where you can actually go and get the relevant skills that will make you fit perfectly in the industry. So there's not, but there are alternative in those in South Africa with those colleges, but unfortunately not many. And then because some of them are not that accredited, and then it's become challenging for people to go there and study, because first of all, actually, why are you accredited? And I'm like, I'm not accredited because I'm not teaching you I'm teaching you to fit in the field, and to fit in the tech industry for you to go and get a job. I'm not here to just teaching people accredited certificates. So it's two options. I either give you the skill to get the job, or I give you a certificate to put in the frame, and then just keep it in your room.
That is so true. Yeah.
So I think we don't have that many of institutions in the country for people to back on. That's one of the reasons that one of the reasons why people are not in the tech field. And also for people that really want to get into this field, you don't really require the metric certificates, because most of tech solving problems are just about logic. be a deep thinker. And if you good with logic, and then trust me, you'll be the best programmer in the world. And if you good with logic, they can compare with someone that just went from MIT. So, and then we have different areas where you can focus on in technology.
Yeah. I mean, the logic part, I think I can be a very logical person, but tech wise, I'm very average. But it's good to know that there is room for improvement and opportunity for me too, as well. Now, for somebody who is listening and happens to be a woman, and we all know the stigma, around technology, it being a male dominated industry. What would be your advice on ways to encourage more women and to join this tech industry because of being underrepresented?
I think some of the best, like even while I was in South Africa in my institutions, some of the best people that came out were with female, and they did tremendously well.
Hmm.
And then when it comes to product design, I tend to have women in that position than male, and because why? Women are deep thinkers when it comes to solving problems.
Hmm.
They think too, and then especially with men, we are very like rational in finishing something because we just want to see the end product and move to the next.
Hmm.
We get bored easily, but women have that patience, that time to make sure that everything is just tick for your product to be perfect. I think women have space in the tech world, and
Hmm.
also if we look at they have a lot of ideas, and then if you look at future of work, like the predictive analysis,
Hmm.
it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge in the coming years. Understanding big data, analyzing them, doing visualization. That's a good thing for female as well. Women that want to get into tech, and then there's not much like you're not going to carry boxes and brick lane bricks. No, you just need your computer, sit on it, and have a cup of coffee, and you work on it. I think that's so. Me, I see tech as the most easiest job for female to get into and
Oh
do what they like.
no,
I think.
really?
No, no, yeah. I think most women think like, oh, it's gonna be physics, math. No, like people just keep on saying that. No, if you good with your logic, the computer will do the math and the physics for you. I don't
Okay.
know where they're getting all of these things from.
Hmm.
So yeah, but if we have to give a career guide in tech for female, especially women that want to get into tech, I'll definitely tell them, listen, product design and development is a key area, and then those people have a lot of money because
Hmm.
they're the architect of the system. They will build it. They will tell the developers, programmers, the coders what to do. And then if you can do that, and then you're the king. Yeah, like you're the king of the entire game, not even a queen. Like you like a king or queen together.
Mhm.
So you'll be at the top of the board, like a chess game. Like
Hmm.
queen always wins.
So
Yeah.
there you have it, ladies. If you're listening, web design and development, that is where you should be at. So run for it, go for it. Now, what are some of the best online platforms and communities for South African students to learn networking technology?
I think the gay culture is doing tremendously well in South Africa at the moment. They're bridging that gap. I think gay culture, if you can follow, they have a lot of followers, and they're doing this for free. They're doing from boot camp, hackathons, incubation ideas. They've been doing this since 2014. And I remember joining their first ever hackathon, and then they have been pushing it over. They have over like 10 to 20,000 or more in their communities.
Wow.
I think people that are listening that want to build their career in tech or
Mm.
in universities, they should join like the gay culture because they're building the ecosystem currently in the country, and then they have different boot camp or incubator phase on cybersecurity, cloud computing,
Mm.
data science and analytics, and then artificial intelligence, machine learning. They have all of that currently going on in different. It's by phase, and then they work with the FNB, the Standard Bank, and apps. So I think working with gay culture in South Africa is good. That's the only organization I know at the
Mm.
moment.
Yeah.
And then in Durban, there's not much of opportunities in the tech world, but in Johannesburg, there are a lot of co-working space and hubs where people go share ideas and everything. I think
Yeah.
Durban community has to do more in the tech side to build the skills, and then also to guiding and mentors people who are currently interested in tech from the university. I used to do that back then,
Mm.
especially at Mangosuthu University of Technology.
Mm.
Used to lecture the final year student and make sure we create those boot camps. I think that one other platform is the YouTube. You just have to be careful on what you watch,
Yeah.
because sometimes they give you the wrong information. But the other pay, and you have free as well, where you can go like the Udemy, you can get free
Mm.
courses as well. I think even FNB app do give some thing, and then LinkedIn as well is another platform for you to learn some of the methodologies about certain technology and emerging technologies that are coming.
Okay. You mentioned some of the necessary steps that could be taken by schools and universities, to better and prepare students for technology, because you shared your experience when you were in India, you learned a thing or two. Now, if we bring that into the South African context, how do you think South Africa needs to improve in that?
In terms of bringing institutions that are not really accredited, they're just for skills development.
Yes.
Well, that's a tough question because I'm not South Africans. People have different ideologies on how they see things. But I think I know a few institutions that I pitch ideas to that are currently doing that. Like, for instance, donors give money to science labs. They're doing tremendously well in giving people the skills. Or science labs do not look. They say, okay, you know what? They bring all the Zakat children together, and then they just get relevant skills people to go and train them in different areas and make sure that they can go out there and get the job. I think we need more sober-minded people and people with industry experience, not just from university with a master's degree and then you just come and lecture. No, you have the practical hands-on experience. If you don't have it, you're never able to. If I don't know, I won't be able to tell you. And then if I cannot take you where I don't know, and then unless I have to use Google Map. So we don't want to use Google Map in this kind of situation where you go online and then just look for one, two project and then communicate. No, you should know the way and lead the way. So I think we need industry experts, a lot of industry experts who are retiring, probably build an ecosystem around that to get them and can come back and share their experience. Like what I'm doing now with Radio Alongside, come here, talk to you about skills that are relevant, skills that are not. I think that will be one way of solving the problems in South Africa in terms of transfer of skills. It will be necessary. And then also, if companies in South Africa as well can also use the UIF tax rebate on skills labor, and then get industry experts to come and train people at their workplace, and also go to the universities where finally a student to just organize them and then give them the necessary skills so they prepare them for the world that waits. That will also be a phenomenal thing, because I've met people. I remember one time I was interviewing someone, and then I asked him, have you ever developed an APK? And then he asked, what is an APK? Like, if you cannot tell me you spent 3 years in university and then you don't even know what is an APK, that means you're not even ready for the world of tech, because that's one of the most basic stuff. So exactly. So it's sad because I always say to people, South Africa do not have shortage of opportunities.
Yeah.
The problem there is lack of skills.
Lack of skills.
Yeah. So the sooner we can bridge that gap, they will not have an issue, because I was in South Africa and one of the most important was the skills. So the skills is the biggest problem in the country. The demands of skills cannot meet the opportunities that are out there. And like I said, most of the countries like the US, the America, the Singapore, the China, all of these countries have been developed in terms of technology. You go to China today, there are tons of EV cars, and then they'll drive right past you, wouldn't even know there's a car passing. Because of that technology that they're using that can work perfectly in South Africa. But unfortunately, South Africa do not have the skills to keep those things. You bring them now, they have to start training people, and only few will have the opportunities. We have millions of people in the township that will never see those opportunities, but they'll get NSFAS just to go to vote or go to this university and come back without the skills too. So the sooner we prioritize and transfer of skills, it will be very, 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 very important to help bridging that gap. But the opportunities are out there. Look, Amazon is going to South Africa. Amazon will not go to any country and establish a business like that. Look, they have many other stores are coming. If you follow the trends and patterns in South Africa, so the most important thing now is how can we give the relevant skills for people to meet these job opportunities that are out there.
Absolutely profound information there. I wanted to put you on a spotlight and ask you a very controversial topic or question, but I don't know if you're ready for that. You give me the go ahead.
I'm ready for it. Yeah. You can absolutely.
So I like that you mentioned the need for skills, because we do have the opportunity. It's just the skills that we lack. The one thing that I was having this discussion that I was having with my lecturer the other day is that I'm trying to choose the words here, so let me be careful. Some of the curriculum, some of the things that we study are outdated. That's the first. We need to be honest. And in terms
Mhm.
of comparing ourselves to the world or competing with the global scale, we are behind. And even though you said it's a 50-50, it's not so behind. But how does one balance the importance of a skill or the practical side of matters or a qualification? Like, is there a need to pick one since one cannot have both? And if there is a need to pick one, which one would be more important? To either focus
I
on
think there's
gaining the practical side of matters and become an expert in it, or to focus on the qualification and be this doctor with a PhD or a master's, and you're standing in front of a classroom lecturing with no practical experience, in your opinion?
else. If you, if you don't have the practical experience and then you don't have the skills, tell me who will employ you in the tech world? That's tech is skills. If
But
you said if you said you go in tech support,
hmm,
they said you only have the school the theory of it, not the practical knowledge. Are you gonna change the RAM and the hard drive? You get fired because they want the computer to turn on.
okay, I hear you.
So I mean the qualification is nice because that's for status to say, oh, I have a BSc in computer science.
Hmm.
It's well and good. But now your BSc in computer science, put it down and I'll fix this computer and you don't know. And I'm a employee and I need to make money. I don't have time for you to go and read your book and come back. I want you to fix it so I can put my till on so I can start serving my customers. If I cannot do that, then Salam alaikum shukran. And then next, can you put it on? Yeah, I can put it on. The computer is on. I don't want to see your papers. I've done a lot of work for big companies in Durban in particular. I've developed software that I work with. I've worked with them. But not one of them asked me, say, where's your CV? They've called me. We have these issues. Can you solve it? Yes. Put the requirement down, go home, develop it, give it to them, say, yeah, it is.
But Abdul
So for the last
Malik,
8 years,
sorry that I'm cutting you out
yeah.
here. You have your qualification. You are known for, having to attain or accumulate your qualification. You don't need to present that. For somebody who is a kid that dropped out of high school and they just went into this journey and became a guru in tech, but they do not have the necessary qualification. And even though, yes, you say tech is a, practical field, wouldn't this lead to exploitation if companies want that person to work with them but know very well they don't have the qualification?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Okay. So listen, most people that knows that have qualifications are people that follow me on LinkedIn, that have checked my profile and things like that. Tech is one simple thing. Show me your code if you're a software engineer. Show me the code, show me the product you have built, not your qualification. I'll give you a simple story. It's funny, right? I remember I had this one meeting and then no, I'm a foreigner. I was young. I was like 21, 22. I sat in this one big room with some of the biggest names in Dublin in business. And then they were trying to build a solution. One, I was sitting there without no company being registered. I don't have a company registered. I'm a foreigner. I didn't even know. And they gave me all the requirements. And then someone said, what's the name of your company? And the guy that brought me in, that I've seen my work, he said, don't worry about the name of his company. It's no name. What he's here for is to develop solutions that we have been struggling to build for how many years? I said, fine. He said, can you build it? I said, I can build it. I'm not going to ask you for money. I'll build the product and I'll bring it. And if you're not happy, you pay. I developed the product. They use it for 8 months. I never asked them for money. One day I made a phone call. Hello. Salam alaikum. The product is working here. I need my money or else I shut it down. They depend on it.
Yes.
They said, hey, don't shut it down, please. Invoice us. I invoice them. And after that, they start telling me who developed the system? Abdul Malik. That's why I started building my client base. Not for once, I put an advert out or said, I'm a website developer, or this, I do that. No, I didn't do any of that. All I showed people was my skills. And then in case of relevance, they ask me, do you have the qualifications? And I say, yeah, the qualifications. But I put my skills and show people the ability I do in tech first before anything else. I think, so having the skills is necessary. You can have the skills and have food on your table, and then you look for the qualifications. The skills will give you the money. But if you don't have the money, you don't have the skills, and then what's the point of getting the qualifications? That you're just going to frame and put it at someone and say, I have it. But it cannot get you anything. So that was one of the biggest things. I've developed curriculum. I've assisted like Mangosuta University. I've assisted them from developing curriculum, robotics. I've worked with Alpha in situations like that in curriculum development, making sure that the curriculum is actually relevant to the industry, like from robotics to cybersecurity. Yeah, and programming, the AI, how to do. I've done all of that with institutions like that. But the most important thing is this. People always think that having accredited, it's good to have something that is accredited. It's good to say, I'm alumni of VERT, I'm an alumni of UJ. Not that they're not teaching you what is really out there, but they'll give you the concept of this technology and emerging industry. But the practical skills that is really needed, countries like India do this, and China, all of them. We need all the smaller institutions, or we need to create a space for transfer of skills from industry experts. That will then bridge the gap, will bridge the opportunity, and then people will realize that there are a lot of job opportunities in South Africa, and yes, a lot. It's endless. Still today, you look at WordPress, they all become redundant in South Africa. They're not needed anymore. And yet you look at other technologies like predictive analysis. Imagine if I can develop a tool that can tell you how many apartments that get sold in Slanga by just clicking a button.
Wow.
That predictive analysis. Imagine if I can tell you what are the things that is more in demand in overports. And then I can just give it to a business and I said, okay, I want to start a business. I don't know. I'll click a button and I'll tell you between the Sydenham, overport, Sparks Road, what people are actually looking for in massive money by click of a button. I'll tell you, oh, you know what? People are really looking for apparel. If you can put apparel, you will sell. They look, this is the most one they're looking for. By building solutions like that, that will give you a lot of money. So,
Absolutely.
but if you don't have the skills, so these are the things that we have to look into. The skills is more important, I'll tell you, than having the qualification. You can always get the qualification even at 60, but at 60, you will not have the skills to get the money.
Absolutely beautiful way to answer a question. As much as I would love for us to continue with this discussion, but time is not on our side. But I would like you to leave us with one suggestion, advice, however way you're going to put it. What is that one takeaway that you would like our listeners to remember about this conversation or about careers in technology in general?
When people say, I don't know, leave this to you, that tech is still an emerging industry. People might be like, oh, technology is there, but it's still coming. Yeah, a lot of things coming. We're in the fourth industrial revolution. And then if you prepare yourself well, you will not struggle in the fifth industrial revolution. We were not prepared for this. That's why people don't want to work with robots. They're so scared. But the fifth industrial revolution will be machine and human interaction. So if you're into tech, don't just be comfortable. It's a moving train. If you're tired, you can jump off. But if you keep moving, the reward is in the front.
Wow. Beautiful. Jazakallah khair so much for your time. And inshallah, we will continue to have these passionate, profound, valuable educations in future, discussions rather, in future. So Jazakallah Abdul Malik. We wish you a fantastic day and all the best in your future.
You try and your team. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. That is Abdul Malik Tejan-sie, who is the director of DSI, talking to us about the available career opportunity in technology for you. I know it was quite a lot to take in, but hold on. I would not bring to you an interview that is not valuable, that is not life-changing. So if you listened carefully and took down some notes, you will definitely be happy if you give it a try and imply all this knowledge that we're bringing to you on the airwaves. It is 7 minutes to 10 o'clock. It is Career Campus with me, Kelly Ramzani. Up next, we are going to talk about careers that do not require a degree. Just in case you're thinking, okay, I've heard the technological side of matters. Now, is there anything else? Yeah, sure, there is plenty. So stay with us.
In the sands of ancient Arabia, light began to shine. A man of truth and mercy, with a heart so divine. From the Mount of Hira, a message came to him. A prophet for the ages, to guide us from within. Oh Muhammad, a messenger of peace. From your words and from your wisdom, our souls can find release. Oh Muhammad, in every prayer you prayed, you showed the path of mercy, the light that never fades. In the face of adversity, you stood so strong and true. With kindness and with wisdom, you showed what faith can do. From Mecca to Medina, your journey paved the way.
And that is Ibrahim. Ya Muhammad. What a beautiful Nashida. See your messages on 0609041056. Technology is the topic for today. And yes, I see your request. Can we have it? Ibrahim. Oh my God. Abdul Malik, Tejan-sie's number. Can we have his details? Sure, I will definitely share that with you after I get his approval. Okay. Right. Now let's quickly wrap up for for skills that do not require a degree. And you don't want to do the tech stuff. We told you that web design and development is the way to go. And you can learn that on the gay culture, the YouTube, Udemy, and so many other apps. But you're like, oh, I'm hesitant, Kelly. Give me something else. Okay, cool. We spoke about the insurance broker. We spoke about truck driving. We spoke about flight attendant. We spoke about, oh my goodness, so many things, I'm going to tell you about something that I have experience in. I don't think time will allow us to go into details about that, but I tried it. And the lessons that I learned there in that skill, in that career, is some of the things that I still apply to this day. And that is a call center. Terrible, right? You're probably saying, what? Hold on. Hear me out. Okay. You want something quick that does not require a degree, right? So there you go. I'm here to give you suggestions, okay? You take that advice or you leave it, carry out some research, see if it works out for you. That's all I'm doing. What I'm saying is there's always a call center in South Africa hiring. Why? Because people don't stay there for long. Why? Because you will find out once you work there. It's a high pressure industry. You manage difficult customers. You have to meet targets and can be draining for some people, but it can be fulfilling for others because I love working under high pressure. Don't call me toxic, okay? I can call myself that, but not you. We listen, we don't judge. But that's my suggestion for today. For careers that are in demand locally and globally, we've spoken about the tech, we've spoken about the health, we've spoken about the businesses side, we've spoken about everything. Now, this is an interesting degree that I found. I went through some research. I can't really tell you all about it because, again, time is not on our side. But clinical psychologists and therapists are very much needed. However, I'm not sure about South Africa because we have a surplus of the psychology degree. Okay, the government has been begging people, do not study that. There's no job. But I mean, if you want to try it and you see potential in working outside of South Africa, why not? It is in demand because, again, we are all about mental health and people are finally accepting that therapy is part of life. Go and see a therapist. Let go of your past. Let go of your traumas. Unlearn certain things. It's okay. There's no stigma attached to going to see therapy or seeing a therapist anymore. Back in the days, it was a thing because they would label you as mental. But now it's a thing. It's part of life, actually. And also, since we spoke about matchmaking earlier on, if you're going to get married, please ask your partner or your spouse, have you gone for therapy? If not, it's a no. I'm joking. All right, Jazakallah khair so much. I see some of your messages. I'd love to go through all of them, but unfortunately, I have to wrap up now. I think there's something that I left out. Must be the soft skills, but we're going to get to that next week. We do this every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got Souk coming up. It's starting on Tuesday, the 24th of December. We will be there. We, as in all the presenters of Radio Al Ansar, we cannot wait to see you. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful foundation, this beautiful organization. And we want to give back to the community. So there will be lots of prizes to be won and lots of interactions. And who knows? I mean, you could find somebody. Okay. I've said enough. That's it from me. Assalamu alaikum. Oh man, here's another message. Okay, please share the Rahman's emergency number. Okay, cool. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I was a crane operator for almost 10 years. No qualification was required except for a driver's license and matric. There you go. More valuable information being shared here. So you need to do your research. There is opportunities. There are plenty of opportunities. That's it from me, Kelly Ramzani. I shall see you again next week, Saturday. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Asif, for being the tech on duty. Thank you to those that are watching us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for those that are listening. Just thank you. And again, Let's take a moment to say, Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Allah, for the gift of life. Thank you for everything that we have. That's it for me. I will say to you, find your purpose. Find your purpose and leave your mark. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
A messenger of peace, from your words and from your wisdom, our souls can find release. Oh Muhammad.
Radio Al Ansar, 24/7, 365.